everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Enjoy the Bounty of Planning with Tonisha Taylor. So this week I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm doing the voiceover, the sort of sped up video, the fast forward video to talk about my planning this week. I didn't do a flip through this week because I want to talk a little bit more about sort of meal planning and meal prep and that kind of thing. And so right now you'll see that I am covering up that black bar on the Happy Planner exercise extension kit. I didn't want to use that. I don't like it generally anyway, and I think pretty much every video I've shown, I've covered it up. But this week I decided to kind of stick with my kind of ocean beach theme, and so I covered up the top bar with some blue and gold washi tape. While I was doing this, I realized that the best use of that extra little bit of tape that I kind of cut off the side was to actually just use it to tape down the pages onto my desk so that they would stay in one place. I have to say I'm kind of proud of myself about that, but there you go. Now, when I do my washi tapes, when I cut them, I always use a metal ruler. I don't usually pull out a pair of scissors for that part, and I kind of like it that way. I like this. You get a nice clean tear line, which is kind of nice. Now, one of the things that you'll see kind of throughout this video is me placing stickers and then pulling them back up again. I don't know. I couldn't always decide throughout this video. But if you've never seen the Happy Planner page, it has where I was covering up there in between the top set of boxes and the bottom set of boxes is this calories. So if you want to count your calories, or if you are counting your calories, you might want to, go ahead and leave that and use it. I don't use it because I don't really count calories. Number one, and number two, when I do them, I actually do log food in my Fitbit app, and so that counts calories, and I don't know, that's enough tracking for me, I guess. So for this one, I pulled out all of the stickers that I'm using. I pulled from books that I'm using, and I'll put the links to them in the description bar below. But they're all Happy Planner stickers from a variety of different books, and then I'll try to make sure that I link the actual book. Some of them are older, so I don't know if they're available, but I'll put the link in the description box. So the way that I set up my plan for the week is for me, I'm using this to figure out what meals I'm going to cook and then what meals I'm going to eat out. And I'm also using it to track, especially the eating out meals, I'm using it to track those meals. So I can really be attentive to how many times per week I'm actually eating out. Because even though, like I said, I don't use that calorie box to kind of count my calories, I do want to be attentive to eating out, especially now that school is over. It seems that I'm more likely to eat out during the semester than I am after the semester is over. Because during the semester, if I don't plan, then I end up just getting something on the way home from work. And so this is really about kind of using that plan. Now, some weeks I'm kind of aided by my meal planning by the fact that I order both. I kind of alternate between Blue Apron and, or I used to alternate between Blue Apron and Sunbasket. Now I more exclusively use Sunbasket because Sunbasket has more vegetarian and vegan options. But in the summer, I find that I have a little bit more time to kind of plan on my own, so I just do that. So I'm a huge fan of like looking through recipes on Pinterest and things like that. Even in the summertime when I'm doing more research and concentrating more on that and not on teaching in other service and research duties, I still find that I don't want to spend like 70, 11 hours planning. So, or grocery shopping or cooking. I want those three tasks of planning the meal, shopping for the meal, and cooking for the meal. Those things need to total up like a maximum of, you know, an hour. Um, well, like, an hour to pre plan, an hour to grocery shop, and then, 30 minutes per meal to cook. Because I'm one person, I tend to plan and cook to prepare two meals or, enough food to feed two people. Because for that, that's going to give me 2 meals worth of food. So, so you'll see me plan a little bit more of that as the time goes on. I also am on a meal program, and so that program, I just need to have my little check boxes to be able to write down what I've eaten um, for the day, and so you'll also see me do that as well. So this week I decided that for my days of the week, I would use this really cute days of the week washi tape that I have that I got in one of the washi tape um, uh, sort of washi tape tubes, I guess, from Michael's. I think I got it last year. Um, and so it just, has the days of the week on it. It's white with gold lettering and like little gold polka dots, so it's really cute. As I'm doing this voiceover, I just realized that the light on here this video is kind of crazy. There was a storm that came through, so forgive those shifts in the light. So the bottom boxes on this planner are used for exercise, and so I do use them to log my exercise, and you'll see in a moment me putting that in. Now, if you're interested in like some more meal planning tips and things to kind of balance the hectic kind of research life and the teaching and whatnot, put a comment down in the comments down below, and that might be something that I spend a little bit more time on in a future video. All right, so exercise goals. It's so important. Listen, for all of you out here who are following me, who are students, who are, scholars, we spend a lot of time sitting. We spend a lot of time sitting at desks, sitting in the library, sitting in the classroom, listening to a professor give a lecture, or, being the one delivering the lecture. Now, me personally, I don't sit when I lecture, I stand when I lecture, but I know lots of folks who sit when they lecture, and so it's really important to make sure that you're keeping a healthy fitness goal, because the human body isn't really designed for that much sitting, and we do a lot of sitting if we're doing academic work. So my goal per day is 5,000 to 10,000 steps. I do have a Fitbit, so that's how I log my steps and keep track of them. But I would encourage you to think about what's practical for you. Now, I also work at a pretty big campus, so just getting from like my car to my office every day as sort of a round trip walking kind of trip is gonna give me about 2,000 to 3,000 steps a day, depending on how far my car is from my office. So if I'm really lucky and I'm able to get a close park, then maybe that day I only walk. Just walking to my car is gonna, to and from my car is gonna be like 2,000 steps. But if I am unlucky, if there are 70, 11 things going on campus, then it meant that day I might have gotten, 2 or 3 or more, closer to 3 or 4,000 steps just walking to my car. So because of that, I know that I can easily get 5, especially if it's also a teaching day, because again, I don't I stand when I teach, and I don't stand still. I walk across the front of the classroom, back and forth across the front of the classroom. I also walk into the rows to talk to my students or answer questions for my students. So I might get on a teaching day an additional, 1,000 to 2,500 steps, depending on which classroom I'm teaching in and how many classes I'm teaching that day. So, um, so I would encourage you to think practically about how many steps you're going to get based on what your actual activity load is, and then add to that by making sure that you're getting sort of cardio, like really strong cardio steps. So for me, 5 to 10,000 steps per day is practical, especially if I work out that day. I did for my birthday this year, instead of buying myself jewelry or a handbag or a trip, which are honestly my top 3 gifts to myself. This year I bought a treadmill because I really decided that I needed to get serious about really getting to be more fit and really focus on that goal with some more seriousness. And so for me, going to the gym has always been just, I don't know why it's so much work, but it always is. So buying a treadmill has really cut down on that, and it's been awesome. I was a little bit nervous that 6 months into it, the treadmill would be unused, but honestly, especially because even when I was doing the fitness tracking in my bullet journal, because I'm tracking my fitness, it keeps me accountable and responsible to myself to make sure that I'm getting the work done. And so it feels really, 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 really good to be able to do that and know that it's happening. So once again, I am using a little bit of whiteout correction tape here to be able to go over some wording that I didn't want anymore and put a sticker down instead. I think that wording actually says exercise there next to the gray box at the bottom, and so I just put a gold sticker over it that says workout. So again, at the top of the exercise bar, I just write in what my goal is. My goal is 5 to 10,000 steps per day. And then under that, if I do additional cardio, like I also have the Fit Coach app. So if I use that with stretching, or if I use that treadmill workout, do a treadmill workout that's in there, I'll note that here. And then below the exercise is a water habit tracker. And I do use my water habit tracker to keep track of my water. So this is it. This is my spread. On the sidebar is where I actually start to do grocery shopping lists and meal prep. So that's what that kind of sidebar is used for. I remembered that I had sushi stickers and egg stickers. I don't buy a lot of food stickers, but I had some in one of the books, so I decided to put those in. In the mornings on Sundays and Saturdays, I like to cook a big hot breakfast, so like eggs and pancakes, maybe not every Sunday or every Saturday, but kind of reminiscent of childhood. So I do like to do that, so I put that sticker in. But so that is all for this particular set of pages. Let's move now to doing our bullet journal setup. Okay, I know I said we were going to move to the bullet journal setup, but I wanted to put a couple of more stickers down on my meal prep layout. So that's what you guys just saw. Um, so now I am going ahead and putting all of the pages back in. Um, I do kind of a faith planning setup as well, which is what you see me putting back into my happy planner. And I did not include those videos on this one because I was feeling like this video was getting to be a little bit long, but I'll probably go ahead and do a separate video with the faith planning part so that you can kind of see the layout that I use. I do use another Planner Babes faith planning it's, kind of examples as well. So I'll probably do a separate video with that. But anyway, here is my bullet journal. And you guys know I do all of my academic planning, my research planning in my bullet journal. And like I said last week, it is the beginning of summer research season. And honestly, what is better than summer research season? Nothing, nothing on earth. So last week I did this new layout, which is different from my semester layout, and I gotta tell you, I love it. So there were just a couple of things that I just said I love it, and now I'm gonna tell you the things that I didn't like. So one of the things that I didn't like that I didn't use is the top 3 box. I don't know, I just didn't. I guess it's not that I didn't like it, I just didn't use it. So one of my favorite things about bullet journaling versus even using a happy planner for this or any pre-printed planner is that, yeah, say that 3 times fast. Anyway, is that with a bullet journal, if your layout isn't working for you, or there's elements of your layout that aren't working for you, you don't have to stick with that layout. Girl, change that. Um, and so that's like my favorite thing about bullet journaling is you can change the layout from week to week, from month to month, just whatever and do whatever makes the most sense for you and the way that you plan or that you research or that you work. And so this particular layout is set up with uh, 6 boxes across, I believe. Is it 6? Yeah, it's 6. Um, and so what I did is because I didn't use the top 3 box to be able to say like what my top 3 takeaways for the week were or my top 3 things that I wanted to do. But I realized that I do um, have things that I need to kind of keep track of that are happening on the weekend, like Saturday and Sunday. I don't have games anymore because the sporting season for the most part is complete. There's a couple of teams that are still going for championship play and things like that. But those things, like I mentioned in my previous video, are happening away from campus. So as doing social media, I don't have to go to those events. But I do have other things that I do that are research related that happen on the weekends. So, like one of my co-authors, because of some other commitments that she has, her best availability to have our research planning talk is on Saturday. So I realized that I need to have, Saturday and Sunday on my schedule so that I can really focus and make sure that I have our discussion and the notes from our discussions that I have someplace to write them. And then I have, I have that on my mind as well. So what I did is I split the top 3 box because I don't need an entire box for the weekend. So for each day, because there's honest to God, like maybe 1 or 2 things that are going to be written on there. So I decided to split the last box for Saturday and Sunday. Now, I use the Happy Planner stencil kit to make the little hexagons this week, which is what I put the numbers of the day of the week. I think I've said before in other videos, I start my day of the week on Monday. If you don't like starting your week on Monday, maybe you're somebody who likes to start their week on Sunday, since if you're doing bullet journaling, the best thing about that is you can start the day of the week on Wednesday if that's what you want to do. Like it's highly customizable. Bullet journaling is something you can kind of design for yourself for your best fit. So for me, I'm doing this kind of split. Now, this bottom area is going to be where I keep track of the social media planning. So that's going to be separating the athletics social media planning from my personal social media planning. So, making sure that I schedule like when my posts are going to be and when I'm going to do the editing and the filming and all that fun stuff. This week coming up, I will also be doing a little bit of filming ahead because I've got some summer training and research travel that's coming up. And so I'd still like you guys to have a video while I am doing that. And so I will be putting that up for you or putting that on the schedule to make sure that I have it ready to go up for you later. So again, I'm using the stencils and then I use my Tombow pens in order to color everything in. Now in the bottom area for the social media calendar, I'm only going Monday through Friday on this one. I really am trying to limit, especially in the summertime, limit the research and the other work that I do on the weekends so that I'm not spending 8 hours a day sitting at my desk working, but I'm like getting outside and hanging out with friends and doing other stuff that's not my job, right? Because we all need balance in our lives, and especially as academics, we can tend to spend too much time in our head, too much time in our offices or even in our houses writing or reading or whatever. And I want to make sure that I'm kind of balancing things out. So by having the social media calendar only go till Friday, that kind of gives me a little bit of balance since the research calendar does do the whole weekend. So one of the things that I used to do in my bullet journal, which I stopped doing, was doing a monthly calendar, a little kind of mini monthly calendar on the weekly calendar. And the reason for that is, honest to God, it's tedious. Like that's 100% why I stopped. And then if I was feeling kind of lazy, the numbers were off and the boxes were a little weird. And so now with this stencil, I found that this is super, super easy. One of the things that I can already tell I'm going to be likely to do is I'm going to be likely to just, if I'm like need to be quick and I'm just feeling kind of lazy, is I'll still use two colors where I'll highlight the day of, the week, that the current week. But I might not even number the days before and the days after if I need to like make a quick calendar. So, so that's kind of how I'll be using this going forward. I do really like it. It's really helpful having a little mini calendar right there on the weekly because sometimes if you're on the phone or even if I'm looking at an email, I leave my bullet journal is always open on my desk, whether I'm working from home or I'm in my office or even in the classroom. My bullet journal is sitting on the desk open so I can quickly look at it and figure out before I say yes to something. First of all, for the last couple of years, my mantra has been no is the first word of every child, so it can be the first word of any adult. So I have been starting from a place of no in a lot of things. But if I'm asked to do something, I want to be able to look at my calendar and depending on what it is I'm being asked to do or who's asking, then I might actually give a reason with that no. And so, but I want to have my calendar to know why I'm saying no. Especially if I'm saying no to something that I really want to do, but I know I don't have time for. I want to be able to confirm that by looking at my calendar. So having a mini calendar really helps me because seeing the dates actually does sometimes jog my memory like, oh, that's right. I have, this meeting or that thing next week. And so maybe I shouldn't say yes to this other thing because I might not have time. So that's one of the things that I find really useful. Now, if you've been following my channel or watching my channel for a while, you know that I love me some stickers. So I pulled some stickers. I can't remember who in the planner community I saw. Actually, there's a lot of people that do this, but I can't remember who I saw who gave this suggestion of, you can pull your stickers out of your book and kind of pre-plan what kind of stickers and color schemes you want to use. Some people use wax paper to do this, but I never have wax paper in my house because when I bake, I use parchment paper, so I don't really have wax paper like that. But I do have old sticker sheets. So the sticker sheets that you see are old sticker sheets that I had that maybe had 1 or 2 stickers left on them. And so I just pulled that kind of clear backing off, or that paper backing that's left behind after you've used all the stickers. Pulled that off, and now you have perfectly fine sticker sheets that you can use to be able to, this poor sticker traveled all over the place, that you can use to help make sticker plans. So this sticker, I really, really wanted to use it, but it was too big once I did the layout of the calendar and the to-dos. So what does a girl do when she really wants to use a sticker? She uses her scissors to cut that sticker down and make it fit. Now this is not going to be the final resting place. See, I was already ready to move it. This is not the final resting place of where this sticker ended up. It definitely moved over. Yep, see, there I go, I'm like, nope, that's not going to work. Nope. No friend. Okay, yes. Yep, see, that's so much better. Look, yes. Yay, words. So, and this sticker says, I believe it says, live simply, laugh often, I think, give love, something else I've forgotten. But that's terrible. I should really hold on, pay attention to that. But you guys can see it. So here I just went ahead and pulled from the stickers that I had pulled out of my different Happy Planner sticker books. These stickers are coming out of the Color Story book, out of last year's Color Story book. So the 2017 Color Story book, the 2018 Color Story book, the Squad Goals book, and I think that's it. That older Color Story book, so the task dots that I'm kind of putting down that will be pulled up and put down again, those are out of an older book that I bought maybe 2 years ago. So it would be a 2017 book. So I don't know if you can get that exact color scheme anymore, but you can get stickers like it from Happy Planner still. So if that's a sticker you like or color you like, you can get it from other ones. So I'm gonna leave you to a little bit of music while I go ahead and place the remainder of my stickers. So yeah, here we go. And so we're coming up to the end of this video. So I cut out a couple of hexagon shapes from one of the color block stickers using my stencil. So I'm just kind of finishing up that here, but this is pretty much what the layout looks like for the week. So if you like it, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. If you want, you could go ahead and subscribe to the channel so that you can see when the next videos are coming up, and don't forget to click that notification bell. Alright, thanks so much, and I will see you all later. Enjoy the bounty. Bye!